So let's work on the bass and guitars. I'll play a little bit of this bass track here. I generally like to record with an amp and direct, but we had to record this in my mix room at the 11th hour, replace the bass part. So I sort of have modeled having an amp. Let me show you before and after. This is before just direct. Just because it's such a large track, I need a little bit of bite. I do use these sort of effects boxes sometimes. So I got this one from Waves here. And the main things about this, again, if you don't have these plugins, the philosophy is that almost any plugin package or something has some sort of distortion, some sort of amp modeler or something like that. This just happens to be a good one here. So I added, it's mainly, adding just a little bit of bottom end, a little bit of compression, and a little bit of sub. However, the main thing about this, when I chose this, is what it does to it. It gives it a little bit of, right? You can pick one you want. But I just didn't want it too growly. We're not doing a metal record here, obviously. So I just wanted a little bit of growl to it. In addition, I didn't feel like this compressor was doing enough for me, so I actually put another compressor over the top of it with a pretty hefty ratio, 10-to-1 ratio, just to, just even it out a little bit more so I can have a little bit more control over it. Then what I've done is that I actually took this bass track and I actually duplicated it down here. Some of these subgroups. I duplicated it down here. It's this trick that I use when I wanted the chorus to sort of land. I took this track. This is a pretty good trick. I took this track. I copied it over to here, and then I transposed it down an octave. I used any kind of transposition program that you have here. I actually happen to use this one, and I have a preset already. Transpose it down an octave. I do that with a lot of different instruments, and so I transposed it down an octave. You notice it has no output here, but I am sending it to our max bass to give it that sub feeling. So here is without it, and here's with it. It's a little synthesized here. It's just like 20, 30 cycles. And in a track, you don't really hear the synthesis of it. It just adds weight down the bottom. It's like an octave down, right? I encourage you when you're, recording and mixing, we wanted a different sound for this. And for this other beginning part here, you can see just a totally different, he used a pick. Just wanted a different thing. So I sent that to max bass, in addition to its subgroup. Right? I just wanted to really smash it, so I used this black face. So there's the bass track right here, right? Let's move on to the guitars. Okay, let's start. Actually, let's do this. Let me mute them all. Let's open them up one at a time here. I'll show you what I did. So part of building the dimension in this thing is you can tell that I have this extremely long reverb on this particular one. It's actually doubled over here on the right, I believe. Similar sound. Right? And I just made the choice in the mix that I actually wanted them to be pretty far away. These just have, a little bit of sort of gentle compressor on them because it's somewhat of a gentle sound. So you have to go down to the end and get your threshold settings. You can see I'm just barely barely touching it, just to even it out a little bit. Not much. But I did want it in a different space here, so I wanted it really, really sort of far away in the distance, third dimension, as it were. Right? Okay, here's without. Again, they're hard left, hard right, just to get them away from each other, to leave room for things like vocals, drums, bass. God knows what else is going in this track. There's a lot of stuff here. So, anyway, there's that. Let me see what's on this other pass here. Not much to this one. Yeah. Again, I've just wanted this, sort of slightly off the center. I try and keep things out of the way for the vocals, to the best of my ability. Nothing special about that. Just that same sort of just gentle compressor. Just a little heavier, especially towards the end here. Some things you can leave alone. It's okay to leave things alone.